back-to-back games. Then because of COVID protocols and all that, then you have to cancel your game against Argentina. I'm still a little weary because the world seems like they're almost catching up with Team USA. But what say you? Are they still the favorites to win the gold in the Olympics? I don't know. It's a little dicey right now, in my opinion. But we'll see. I still feel like Team USA is going to win the gold. But they're going to have a lot more competition than what they really feel like they're going to be up against. That's just what I got to say about that. Listen, leave your comments in the show notes. And like I said, I'm going to get back to y'all as soon as I possibly can. We're going to take a time out, y'all. When we come back, I got the trivia question of the day. And then we're going to go ahead and move the chains around the National Football League, all right? Listen, we just getting this thing crunk. We just getting this thing started. So listen, don't play with me. Don't touch the dial. Y'all come on back. We got more right here on the Playbook Podcast.
To make my own podcast, but I was reluctant because I felt like I needed all these different tools and gadgets and microphones and computers just to make it happen. But then I heard about the Anchor app and it made it so easy to make my own podcast. Plus, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from the palm of your hand with your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
What's going on, family? Welcome back inside the Playbook Podcast. It's your chill brother from another. And listen, I just want to take this time to just thank all of you guys for your continued support and continue to help us level up each and every week, each and every Monday. Y'all continue to help support the brand that is the Playbook Podcast, man. And listen, I just want to take this time to appreciate all the ones that continue to support, back, push, encourage, the text, the continue striving in regards to this becoming a more excellent product. And man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all special people in my life. I don't want to forget anybody's name, but all of you guys that have texted me, encouraged me, pushed me, and continue to give constructive criticism, I thank you guys. My pop, I'm not going to get into names, but listen, y'all, I love each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Listen, as always, I need you guys to go to Spotify, Anchor, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. We're on YouTube as well. The Playbook Podcast, Kyle Turner. Y'all already know what it is, man. Every single time we just trying to expand our horizons. We're bringing a barbershop to your podcast, all right? Listen, before we get into moving the chains, y'all already know what we got to do. We got to get right into the trivia question of the day. Trivia question of the day for y'all, so y'all can go ahead, sit, ponder, marinate, and think on some things, okay? What are the 5 oldest sports in the world? What are the 5 oldest sports in the world? I love the number 5. Because 5 has been synonymous throughout my relationship. And 5 is the number of goodness, grace, and favor. It means a lot to me. That's just me. You know, I'm big on number and numerology. Just a little bit. But listen, what are the 5 oldest sports in the world? Y'all go ahead, sit, ponder, marinate on that for a second. We're going to go ahead and give you guys the answer to that question on the other side before we get into Stop Playin. Okay? All right, so listen. Let's get right into it. Let's move along now as we move the chains. So, yo, listen, we're moving the chains, and I gotta get my whole Eddie Murphy Nutty Professor thing going on real quick. I gotta get in the character. Sherman. But I don't mean this in a good way, though. Unfortunately. My man Richard Sherman got into a little trouble over the last week or so. Unfortunately, the free agent cornerback, who has been looking for work, about 33 now, but he had a domestic dispute at his in-laws over the week. Yet now is facing 5 charges of misdemeanor. I have familiarity in regards to this. Just different things personally, and then different things that I've known through my life. And this is an alarming thing, man. And I know that he's come out and apologized about everything as well. But this is not a laughing matter. And as much as The Nutty Professor is probably one of the most comedic movies, probably of all time, in certain black cultures, if you will, this is a cry to me, because, I mean, me and my pop were kind of talking about different things, and, you know, of course, Diddy had the whole thing, more money, more problems. Sometimes not having enough money creates more problems, too. And in this case, you know, Richard Sherman, he's a free agent cornerback out here right now, still trying to find work, kind of on the backstretch end of his career. And sometimes different things happen along the way where, you know, your prominence that you had in your prime doesn't reach where you are now. And that's kind of seeming like that's what's going on right now. Unfortunately, this was a scenario where police had to be involved. And it's a touchy topic for some, myself included as well. But listen, I just hope that Richard Sherman really doesn't get the time that probably he deserves in this case because of what happened in his apology afterwards. We'll just see what happens in this particular scenario in this case. And hopefully we see Richard Sherman in some pads and on the field suiting up for an NFL team in the near future. Speaking of some teams, and speaking of a guy, you know, that's a veteran, like a Richard Sherman, just a little bit more older, Tom Brady actually played an entire NFL season with a torn MCL. Reports have now been out that said TB12 played the entire 2020 season on a torn MCL. You want to talk about Mamba mentality? You want to talk about going to a dark place? You're 43 years old, and you got the gall and the nerve enough to play an entire football season on a torn MCL. And then win the Super Bowl on top of that. You win the Super Bowl, 43 years old, you got a torn MCL, and you find a way to beat the Packers in the NFC Championship game, and then win the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. I got a lot to say about Tom Brady. I've had a lot to say throughout my life in regards to different things, Deflategate, different things of that nature. But I gotta give you some props, man. I mean, you played an entire season on a torn MCL. Then you finally was able to get your surgery that you needed. But the question now is, you're going to be 44 next month. Father Time is undefeated, man. Even for Tom Brady. So I'm kind of weary to see what the NFL does. You know, I'm trying to see the expectation of what the NFL is going to do, because Tampa Bay didn't reveal the extent of his injury until after they won the Super Bowl. So are there going to be ramifications for Tampa Bay now that it's out that he played on a torn MCL and it wasn't on the injury report? We're going to have to see what type of maybe draft compensation is taken away, what type of suspensions or fines are given to Tampa Bay. Because for the NFL, not putting that on the injury report, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Nobody knew. It was just put aside like it was a minor knee injury. Bro, you got a torn MCL. I mean, you did it. You partially torn it with the New England Patriots. And then as the season progressed, it turned into a torn MCL. That's the type of injury that will put you down for 3 to 6 months usually. And Tom Brady played an entire football season on a torn MCL. That's the stuff of legends right there. And that's why he got 7 rings. Now, some of those, to me, I feel like deserve an asterisk. But that's neither here nor there. All right? So, Tom Brady, we're going to see what type of healing process you go through or where Tampa Bay is going to stand, because we got training camp next week. And speaking of training camp, we got different teams reporting to training camp next week. Those same Tampa Bay Buccaneers are reporting on the 25th of July. We got the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers reporting on the 21st. They played a Hall of Fame game in the beginning of August as well. We got different news training camp wise. How are the Dallas Cowboys going to rebound from last season? We got Dak Prescott coming back. Is Ezekiel Elliott going to be motivated to produce like he did a couple of years ago? We're going to have to see about that. Big Ben comes back for Pittsburgh. Is this his last run? You know, got a couple of eye-catching stories in training camp. Are the Browns ready to ascend in the AFC? Are the Buffalo Bills ready to contend for a championship? You know, are the Tennessee Titans the dark horse in the AFC that could possibly make a Super Bowl run? Or the Baltimore Ravens equipped enough offensively to give Lamar Jackson exactly what he needs to help them get over the hump? It's so many different storylines throughout the NFL. Training camp going on this week. We got to see if Aaron Rodgers is going to report to training camp for the Green Bay Packers as well. What type of things going on in Seattle with Russell Wilson? The whole nine with that drama throughout this all season. Oh man, all of y'all NFL junkies, I know y'all are licking y'all chops in regards to the NFL season. Get ready to get bumping and rolling once again, man. Listen, it's weeks away. Preseason is going to whet your appetite, and then we got the regular season in September. Oh, man, it's going to be here by the blink of an eye, and we're right in the football season. It's probably one of the best times of the year if you are a sports fan. You got NBA getting ready to get going, getting ready to end, actually. We got baseball, we got NFL, we got the Olympics, we got the whole nine, we got the whole smorgasbord in regards to sports. So you can have your fill. The buffet is spread, and man, if you're a sports fan, you're almost in sports heaven, if you will, all right? So listen, we're going to take a quick time out, yo. When we come back, we got the answer to the trivia question of the day, and we got Stop Playin. So don't play with me. Don't play with my emotions. Y'all make sure y'all come back. We got more of what you came here for right here on the Playbook Podcast. Yo, we just chilling once again on the Playbook Podcast, y'all. You know how we do. Just riding out here on yet another wonderful weekend, man. Anytime we got life, anytime we got breath, every day above ground, as the old folks would say, is a good day, man. And yo, in spite of whatever might be going on in your life, the fact that you can still breathe, man, it's already a great day already, man. Listen, man, it's a chill brother from another. Back with you once again with the Playbook Podcast, man. Listen, you no need to quit when y'all follow the script, and y'all already know what the script is already. And if you're new to the program, let me give you what the script is. The script is,